2 times. Let me see what this one has. Yeah, that did help a little bit. All right, we're going to jump right into it. This is the motivational video that I was listening to. It was very motivational and reassuring to me because of my past experiences and my present. Look, my nose, there it goes. My past, present, and future. Well, non-future. Well, if it may still happen because, we are a lesson to people and people are a lesson to us to realize, just not to give 2 fucks about trying to fit in, trying to, I'm looking for that thing. Trying not to satisfy anybody's ego, their projection of what we should be, right?
You're the person in your family that everything gets blamed on? Apparently not. Are you the person in your family that everything gets blamed on? Because apparently I am. My brother's wedding was last night, and I didn't have a seat at the table. I wasn't on the guest list, me and my family. After all of that, I still decided to attend brunch because my sister-in-law had texted me and asked me if I was still attending. Well, during brunch, my brother decided to pull me aside, and he wanted to apologize and kind of talk through everything. During this conversation, I explained that I'm always the one who's left out and forgotten, and I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore. And so I'm going to be removing myself from people who are making me feel that way going forward. I even tried to stop the conversation because I understand that I get blamed for things all the time. So I said mid-conversation, hey, this isn't necessarily appropriate, and I can see someone pacing and watching us, and I think people think that I pulled you aside, which would be inappropriate. So I want to go back inside. And then after the conversation, he went into a room and apparently was sobbing for a few hours, totally whatever he wants to do. But his wife then came to me and was telling me how inappropriate it was that I had this conversation with him on their wedding weekend, which obviously is inappropriate. Then when I went to leave, I went in to give my sister a hug, and my brother was in there too. And so he wanted to talk a little bit more, maybe 2 minutes. And in that time, he said, well, you said everything that you needed to say. So now I'm watching how he and his new wife are going to come together and decide that this is all my fault. I'm telling you all of this to say this. We are no longer accepting abuse from our abusers. And sometimes our abusers come in forms of friends and siblings and boyfriends. And there is no relationship that is worth jeopardizing your mental health or your family. So I hereby give myself and you permission to let these fuckers go and let them stew in whatever's happening in their brain, and they can make up whatever they want to. It has nothing to do with us anymore. Posting about my journey online has just expedited this process for me, and I just want to thank you for being here. So I feel like I'm about to become my strongest self after all of this kind of settles. Okay, well, I hope this helps.
Sometimes the deepest wounds don't come from strangers, but from the people we call family. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So we have an interesting topic today, which is when your family secretly hates you. Now, this is painful, confusing, and something many people suffer in silence. Protect your peace, and even if it means you walking away.
You ever notice how some mothers can't stand to see their daughters loved the way they never were? Girl, he gonna leave you. Don't get too comfortable. That's not wisdom. That's bitterness. That's her projecting the pain of every man that hurt her onto you. And some sisters, they be watching you get treated right, watching your man show up and bring you peace. But instead of being happy for you, they jealous because they stuck entertaining dudes that wouldn't even pump gas for them. You gotta peek when families start testing your peace. That slick jealousy when your man shows up. That fake concern when they say, I don't trust him. But deep down, it ain't him they don't trust. It's themselves. They can't handle seeing you being loved properly because it exposes everything they never had. Some mothers never heal from being unloved. So when they see you with love, they try to sabotage it. Some sisters never had stability. So when they see you living soft, they stir chaos to make it crumble. They want to see you single, stressed, and struggling. Because peace don't sit well with people still at war with themselves. Every family member ain't family. Some are undercover haters in front row of your blessings. If they never taught you what love looks like, they'll hate you for finding it. So yeah, mama might love you, but that don't mean she wants you happy. Seeing somebody say she proud of you, but that don't mean she wants you to win first. Keep your peace private, keep your love sacred, and stop letting the ones who never heal poison what you prayed for.
You didn't do anything to your family. You are just living a life that they thought you never would be able to live. They are jealous, they are envious, and they are mad because it is not them. Especially if you are the person in the family that everybody counted out, that everybody had a very low level of expectancy for, and you surpassed that shit, that's why they are fucking bothered. They are so angry to see that you have reached goals that they never thought you would. They thought you were going to be the one that was in jail, the one that was never going to have anything, the one that would never amount to anything. How dare you surpass them? How dare you become educated? How dare you be in tune with yourself? How dare you have a hold on your mental health? How dare you become a homeowner? How dare you break generations? Those motherfuckers are mad because they are looking at you and they see everything that they never became and probably never ever will become. They are having a hard time.
Or wasn't brave enough to do.
How did he or she grow into that? When I thought they wouldn't amount to shit. But that's why God is the one that has the last and final say so. There is nobody that can write your story except God. They can sit on the sidelines. They can say whatever they want. They could wish damnation on you. They could pray on you, and I mean PREY, but they still cannot control what God has in store for you. That's why your family is mad at you, because you are living a life that they thought you would never ascertain. You are living good, you are looking good, and you have left them behind. You don't give a fuck how they feel about you. You are not trying to fight for their approval. You just went on, bossed up, and you are living the life that they cannot stand. Keep living your life and leave those motherfuckers in the past right where they are, with all of those generational curses that they still want to uphold. Leave them toxic motherfuckers alone and enjoy that blessed life that you have.
Sometimes your biggest haters and your biggest enemies be your own family. Don't let you have a child, because they'll use that opportunity to stomp on you some more. You already going through enough. You already got enough problems in your life because you're a parent now and you need to lean on your family. Yeah, they're going to use that opportunity to step on you because they feel like you destitute. So now I'm going to abuse you and treat you like.
And then she starts going on like this little vent as to she doesn't understand why her sisters and her mom treats her the way they do and why the energy is and why it's always some mess every time they're around each other, right? I'm listening, I'm nodding my head, I'm letting her vent. And I noticed as she's venting, she keeps saying this one thing, and that was she doesn't understand why it is the way that it is. Eventually, I was like, do you really not know and understand why the energy is? Or are you just saying that naturally because you're expressing yourself in the moment right now? She stopped and she thought about it and she was like, I really honestly don't know what it is. And it bothers me that I turned on the radio and I said, I can help you with that right now. And I let her know I didn't know that you weren't aware of why the energy is what it is. She cuts her eye at me and she's like, get to talking. And I get to talking. The first thing that I said is, sweetie, you being the black sheep, and then they have commonalities, and then they're trying to come at you, and then they treat you like you're gum under their shoe. I've seen it all before. She was shocked. It looked like she seen a ghost. It looked like she was about to be sick. You could clearly tell that she didn't expect me to say what I was about to say. And then eventually she was like, could you explain why would you say something like that? So I happily explained. And what I said was, the two sisters that you have, they're miserable when they wake up to the moment that they go to sleep. Both of them have multiple kids by multiple men, and their lives are miserable because of it. They are being drained day to day time because they're taking care of kids that they cannot provide for. Hence why your mom and dad has to help provide for their kids. I have to remind her that your sisters haven't left the state of Florida in their lives, and they're much older than you. Meanwhile, you've been to multiple countries, multiple different places, multiple different things, and so has your son. Your son is on an academic scholarship at such a young age to a very, very popular private school. Your life is on the up and up and has been since I've known you all these years that's up to this point. And their life is constantly on a decline. Constantly on a decline. When you walk in the room, you light it up. You exude excellence. You exude a level of classiness and womanhood that they just know that they cannot never achieve. Even your own mom, right? And I'm sitting here, I'm telling her all the things, and then I ended it with a certain situation that I remember happening. She was going on a 5-day cruise. Her mom and her sisters came to her and said, we want to spend time with the grandbaby. We want to spend time with my nephew. So while you go on the cruise, we'll watch the baby. We'll do the things that we need to do. She double checked and said, are you sure? Because his dad would be happy to do it. She has a huge support system over there. She double checks and makes sure, a couple days later, are you sure? The cruise is coming up. I just want to make sure everything's cool. They say, yeah, everything's cool. Both sisters, the mom, everything's cool. Perfect. Babe, by the morning of the trip, early that morning, because she was supposed to get on the road that morning too, the mom gets on the phone and says, not only can she not watch the baby no more, neither of the sisters can watch the baby anymore. Now, I want to add, these people knew that she didn't have anybody else that she would be comfortable with taking and dropping the kids off to outside the father, which lived in Tallahassee. She gets on the phone and she calls me, lets me know what's happening. I tell her, cool. She gets on the phone with me, lets me know what's happening. I tell her what I can do is I'll come over there, I'll chill with the baby, stuff like that. The baby daddy, he'll come from Tallahassee, and he'll come get the baby, and you go on your cruise and you have a good time. So that's exactly what we did. I went over there, chilled for a couple hours with the baby, made some pizza rolls, watched some movies, stuff like that. Before you know it, the dad came. Everything was cool. She was down the road to Miami. Babe, did you know that lady's mom called police and reported that she left that baby in the house by itself while she went on
You
vacation?
keep saying babe, that's why I'm laughing.
When they found out that she figured out a situation that she would be over to still go on her trip, they called the police and reported that she left her baby in the
Happiness
house by
haters.
herself while
Hit
she
that
was
like
on
button.
multiple
Thank
police
you.
officers coming to the house, knocking on the door, and doing checkups to make sure the baby's not by itself. The trip is over. The vacation over. She's back in Jacksonville. Did you know that the sisters and the mom refused to talk to her when she got back? Refused. Like, did not talk to her for weeks after that situation. She said nothing. For the rest of the ride, she said nothing. We had about 25 minutes left to get to St. Augustine to do the shopping where we was going to go. When we got back, and I didn't say nothing because I knew it was a lie, especially if she wasn't really paying attention, if stuff was just going over her head, because the situation that happened with the whole vacation thing, it hurt her. It annoyed her. But she didn't see it for what it was. She didn't see that situation that they plotted from the beginning. They never intended to watch that baby. They intended to wait till the last minute until you were supposed to be on the road to go on this trip to cancel everything. Trip was the whole thing. And I remember when we pulled up to the mall, she grabbed my hand and she was like, you just helped me understand that my mom and my sisters genuinely do not like me. And I remember I was just shaking my head. I was like, they don't like you. They don't like you at all. Actually, they pivot the line of hate you.
What I find so crazy is that it be your own mother who be secretly jealous of you and secretly hates you. Like, you could put on this front for everybody else, but baby, I see your soul. Your soul is not good. It's pure evil. You show it. Every time I have something good going on in my life, you never want to say, oh, congratulations. You never want to give a loving type of response. It's always, why you? It's always something negative, negative, negative. And it's like, you get to a point where it's like, yo, if I have to cut my own mother off, I fucking will. and it will not bother me at all. That's how deep this shit go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people be like, oh, respect your mother, respect your father. Okay, when you do respect them, they disrespect you, you're supposed to sit here and take it? No. You could set boundaries.
Right.
You don't have to speak to them. They feel like, oh, you have to. I don't have to do shit.
If you see siblings that used to be close like this, but then they far apart now, like they don't really speak to each other, they ain't really got no relationship no more like that, look at the mom. The mom, 9 times out of 10, that's the root cause right there. What a toxic, narcissistic mama does is they go to one of the siblings, talk about the other, and then vice versa. She do the same thing with the sibling. And what that does is it starts to create that space. It starts to create that skepticism, that suspiciousness, like you start to think them differently. They start to think about you differently. But a lot of times, one of the siblings are still like, they getting out of the whole cycle breaking, the toxic mindset. They getting out of it, and they starting to see the mama for who she truly is. So now the one that's starting to see the mama true colors, that's the one the mama really finna start turning on, and she gonna start favoring the one that she can easily brainwash. See, the one that see the mama true colors, she can't get over on that. The mama can't get over on her no more because she's starting to see straight through the toxicity. She can't brainwash her no more, and so she goes to the weak-minded one, the one who's not spiritually aware, the one that's still oblivious to the mama's tactics, tell lies on, make up stuff about. See, the toxic, narcissistic mama need those enablers, those flying monkeys. She need that system. Mind you, y'all know the enemy got to team up. He got to have his little spawns, his little imps, his little minions to team up against one child of God, one chosen. That sibling that came to her senses, that's in her right mind, that she can't brainwash no more. That's the chosen. That's the child that's always been treated different. That's the black sheep of the family. That's the one that's choosing to break them generational curses. So now the mama got everybody around her, everybody in cahoots with her to team up against that one child. Now everybody looking at that one sibling like she crazy, like he is crazy. Why? Because this sibling does not think like everybody else in the family. This sibling is different than everybody else in the family. That sibling can see things that other people can't see in the family. So they labeling you as crazy. It's something wrong with you. You need help. All the stuff that you remember happening in the family, when you say something about it, they completely flip it on you like none of that ever happened. So since that one child is not under their mind control no more, can see clearly now, is actually thinking differently and moving differently from the rest of the bloodline, the rest of the family. Now they all turn on that child. That separation happens. That's when that separation occurred. That separation between them two siblings that used to be like this. That's why they ain't got no relationship now.
Oh my God. I just had like an instant realization. It's fucking crazy. That is some real shit though. Like some women do that to their children.
It all started with the mama. And then it started with the mama getting in everybody's ear and brainwashing everybody else becoming, getting in cahoots with that mama. And so everybody is against that one sibling. because don't nobody else got no mind of their own. That sibling, that one child, that black sheep of the family, that's the only one that got a mind of their own. That's the one that they can't brainwash. That's the one that they can't control no more.
Yes.
So now, in order for that one sibling to be successful, to not be attacked all the time, that sibling, that child has to walk away from everybody. That child gotta go pursue their own life, gotta go do their own thing, something completely different. And if that child tries to go back around these people, that child is gonna see more of those people's true color. So it all started with that toxic mom. So 9 times out of 10, it all started with that narcissistic mother. And
That's
another thing, she don't want
crazy.
those two siblings to ever be close now adult. Why? Because they're gonna find out who she truly is. Or should I say, the sibling that's already seeing her for who she is works through the mother to separate the children. She'll turn the entire family against that one child because ain't nobody got no mind of their own. Ain't nobody willing to sit down and get to know that black sheep. When they show you whose side they are on, move accordingly. Go no contact with your toxic family.
Bro, how many of us deal with that situation in real life every fucking day, whether it be at work, in our homes, in our upbringings, growing up, our inner child was damaged, neglected, and abused in so many ways. And this is psychologically and spiritually one of the worst ways. It's like being hazed all your life. And yeah, um, I don't know. I get tired of people doing it. And you get down on so many levels in different situations. It's pitiful. The way that people are literally, they try to gaslight you into believing what you are not out of, you know, because you won't break and bend like Spirit, the movie Spirit, the Disney movie. You won't break and bend to their will because you have a way of, believing, seeing, understanding. You see all perspectives. You can help guide and heal people to heal themselves. It's a thing. And it's the most hated. Why? Because we're going against principalities that wanted to stay the same, over religious beliefs. And that's what we're literally fighting up against. Oh, in every dynamic of my life, I fight against this shit every day, unfortunately.
I promise you, it's gonna be the best thing you ever did. The truth gonna come out eventually, though. You ain't gotta do nothing. Keep moving forward.
Your mother wanting you to suffer and struggle is an indication that she does not like you. And coming to the realization that your mother just does not like you, no matter how hard you try to please her, no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how many accolades you have, is one of the most painful and gut wrenching experiences that you will ever have. If you're an
Thank
eldest
you.
daughter, you were your mom's backbone and support system. Just for her to not have use for you anymore in that way and not show up for
Jamal
you
Gaming,
is betrayal like
official Jamal
and you
Gaming.
couple
Thank
that
you.
with you being a mother who not having
I'm not depressed.
but she refuses to support you.
I'm not depressed. Oh, I'm way past depressed, sir. Jamal, you be great as well. Yeah, I'm way past. I ain't depressed. This shit is just like, it's like when you go through your childhood and then you're going through experiences and you meet them same demons in different bodies. That's all it is. And it's just the recognition now. You know how to handle it. You know how to recognize it and treat it accordingly and protect yourself as much as you can. What's in the background? Crescent moon. It's like the full moon and then two crescent moons on the side. JREAX ACTS 86 YouTube channel. She has a red background and a green shirt on.
Of betrayal. And sometimes when you become a mother and be the best version of yourself as a mother, you have to go no contact with your own mother.
Your family does not like you. I mean, some of y'all got to have the shit spelled out. Red flags flashing in your face and everything, and you still like, you just don't see it. Them motherfuckers, yes, your blood relatives, they don't like your ass. I dare you to cut your family off, your very toxic family that won't change their behavior
towards you or anyone like them. And I have learned to do that expeditiously, to cut people off that treat me in such a way. I deal with them how I have with them at that time. And then, I move on. And it's not a high and a buy, it's just what it is. You're gonna know.
They love being dysfunctional. They love to gossip. They love being fucking messy, two-faced, and all of that. Cut them off and watch what fucking happens. There will be multiple attempts to suck you back in. Your family are going to, what we like to call monitoring spirits. They like to lurk all over your fucking social media. I don't care how many times you block them motherfuckers, they'll keep making fake pages, watching every fucking thing you do. But,
that's true.
Let's take it back. Before you cut them, you very, really nice, did they? They acted like, you was a fucking outcast. They acted like they were fucking disgusted with you. They acted like they wanted to put you in the fucking corner, like you was fucking irrelevant. Remember that? That's because they don't like you. They never liked you. They never fucking liked you. You liked them. You wanted to feel a part of the family. You needed their validation. You needed their approval. You the one that kept trying and trying and trying because, it's been ingrained in your head to stay loyal to family, even though they mistreat you and talk down to you and, disrespect you. You have been taught to stay fucking loyal to toxicity. Cut them off, though. Cut them off. Watch what happens. They're gonna be nice all of a sudden. All of a sudden they're gonna be nice. Why don't you come on back? You know the family love you and miss you. Come on, blood is thicker than water. At the end of the day, that's still your mother. At the end of the day, that's still your father. At the end of the day, that's still your family. We got your back. Ain't nobody gonna have your back like family. Baby, they gonna gaslight them out of you and guilt trip you, knowing they don't fucking like you.
Just
they
to
don't
do it
like
again.
You, they don't respect you. They can't wait. Bitch, if you go back, let me tell you something. You take your ass on back to family. You cut them off and you allow them to suck you back in. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna fucking happen. They gonna kick your ass right off that fucking pedestal every time. But you don't understand, you are the scapegoat of the family. You have been appointed to be the black sheep, the scapegoat, which means you are walking around with a target on your fucking back, and that's an indication that your family members will always bully you, laugh at you behind your back. Shit, they'll laugh at you in your face. They don't respect you. That's why you're wearing a target on your fucking back. And it's always been that way, and as long as you keep running back to fucking family, it's going to remain that way. I dare you to take your ass to a family function. Go to a motherfucking family reunion, a cookout, a birthday party, a wedding, a baby shower, a fucking funeral even. And watch. The energy's gonna be off. As soon as you walk in the room, you can feel the tension and the energy. They don't fucking like you. Even though they're gonna smile in your fucking face, I'm gonna tell you right now, the moment you get up and leave, they're gonna start talking about you. Whether you put on weight, she done gained some weight. Look at her. You lost some weight, she looks like she on drugs. Baby, they don't talk about everything. Where you work, they will talk about your children, you know, who they think you're fucking. She still ain't married yet. How many kids she got now? They gonna talk. So this is my thing with family. If you know for a fact that they don't fucking like you, why do you keep going back into the fire? Why do you keep seeking their validation and their approval? You allow them to smile in your fucking face knowing they don't fucking like you. And you're going to keep going back to that bullshit? Oh, because they keep guilt tripping you when you try to cut them off. When you try to distance yourself, you try to cut them off. Listen, you don't have them blocked, so they're able to text you and call you. They're able to fucking tag you in the family group chat. You won't set a fucking boundary and cut them motherfuckers off and make them respect you. You ain't standing on your boundaries. That's why they keep coming back. They should have no fucking access to you to fucking be able to communicate with you in order to fucking guilt trip you. That's your fault. Check them. Check your motherfucking family members so they know what time it is. You don't want to be invited to shit. You don't want to talk to nobody. Don't ring my phone with no fucking gossip. Don't pull my name in no fucking family drama. Don't know you can't borrow no fucking money from me. No, I don't care to come to the funeral. I don't care to come to the wedding, the baby shower. Don't invite me to nothing. No, I don't feel bad that I'm not speaking to my mother. No, I don't feel bad that I ain't speaking to my father. No. Okay? When I tried to tell somebody I was being abused, you all turned your back and looked the other way. So now it's fuck y'all. Now we're going to do things my way. Understand this. They don't like you. The only reason they want to fuck with you is because they need a dummy. They need their punching bag back. You are the emotional punching bag. They need somebody to pick on, bully, and tease. That's your motherfucking position. You're the scapegoat. Now, whether or not you're going to put a stop to that shit is on you. But don't allow them to lie to you and say they love you and all that. When they've proven over and over again, they've shown you over the years that they don't fucking respect you. They don't like you. They will gossip about you in a hot. Fuck your family.
I've said this pretty often, and I will say it again, but if someone loves you, you will know. If your parents love you, you will know. If your parents love you, you will feel it. You will be able to feel it. They don't even have to say it. They do say it. They don't even have to say it. I remember my little brother once told me, like, as a child, he really thought my mom hated him. And a lot of these parents would be like, oh, no, I don't hate you. You do. They can show you with their actions, their words, with literally everything, body language. It's in there. It's in everything. And some parents might not hate you because they want you. They hate you because they hate themselves. And they can't love you. And that's so unfortunate for you. But, yeah.
Did you know that your family will try to make you look bad in front of other people? Let's say you ask your family for some money or some food, need a ride. Did you know they will go right back and talk about it to somebody else in the family? And all of a sudden you get a call. Like, who it is? Oh, you need some money, you need some food. HT said, cousin said that you was over there starving and you were going through it. You know we family, I don't mind helping you. Why was I in the conversation over there? Why did you help me and try to make yourself look good in front of everybody? You was the number one person to call on. Huh? And then they over-exaggerate the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Man, I went over there, they had it. They had it. You know me. I don't mind doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. Y'all had family like that.
Lying, gaslighting
You
ass.
never felt like your own mother doesn't really like you. You are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. A lot of us grow up looking to our mothers for love, safety, and acceptance, only to be met with criticism, coldness, or silence. And it hurts, because something in us keeps thinking, if I try harder, she will finally see me. But here's the truth that's hard to hold. A mother who never received love can't give what she doesn't have. If your mother didn't get emotional safety, warmth, or validation from her mother, she may not even know what it looks like. It's like asking someone to speak a language they were never taught. They might get frustrated, defensive, or even resent you for asking. In some families, this goes back generations. If your grandmother carried that pain she never healed, she passed that emptiness to your mother, and your mother, without healing, may have passed that same pain to you. It's not an excuse, but it explains a lot. And here's the hardest part. You can't make someone give you what they never received, not even your mom. You can't force her to become emotionally available if she never learned how to be. That doesn't make you unlovable. It just means her wounds got in the way. The love you wanted, you may have to give it to yourself now. I know it's not fair, but it is possible. You get to become the safe space you never had, and that's where the healing begins.
Some of us have haters for parents. Let me cook for a second. Some of us, we have haters for parents, and because they're our parents, we refuse to see them in the light. Some of us have parents that are envious of us. Some of us have parents that are jealous of us. Some of us have parents, right? And we have siblings that can't mess with us on any level, but your parents secretly wish that your siblings were as successful as you are. They wish that your siblings were as lit as you are. They wish that your siblings were as perfect and grand and extravagant and as talented and successful as you are. And they secretly hate you because the other kid didn't turn out to be you. You ever wonder why they always cheered for them, why they always encouraged them, why they're always there for them, but you had to figure it out. You had to go the hard way. You had to jump through the obstacles, but what they didn't know was that these same obstacles made you a monster. These same obstacles are the reason why you are the way you are, because you knew you didn't have anybody to depend on.
My family is literally a bunch of losers, but they all try to act like I'm the worst person who ever lived. My aunt has been addicted to alcohol and benzos for 10 to 20 years, yet she's always telling me what a failure I am and how I get fired from every job, even though I've literally paid all my own bills without anyone's help since I was 17, and she has never paid a single bill of mine. In fact, she stole $200 from me. My mother sabotaged our entire family and then blamed it on the devil, and then told me that I was a bitter and miserable person for calling her out for abusing me my entire life. My sister calls me broke, but she's never actually paid her own bills a day in her life, and she has her fiance paying everything for her. And before that, she was living with her stepfather and her mother who paid her bills. So she doesn't actually know the meaning of the word broke, because she would really be broke if it wasn't for her fucking family and her fiance. My brother calls me an unstable loser, but literally beat the shit out of his own sister until she bled, to the point where I had to call the cops on him just to make sure that my sister was safe, but I'm the bad one, right? And they're not the only. I've had people stalk my social media posts and then try to start drama with my other family members about me. People that I've literally never spoken to. Like, these people are actually psychotic. They're so obsessed with mischaracterizing me. And they're probably jealous of me because I've always been independent. I've always paid all my own bills. I've traveled all over. I've met a ton of celebrities, and I've led a very interesting life despite being disabled. And they're probably jealous of that because they don't have the courage, because they're stuck in there to step out and go see the world for myself. We all make mistakes and we all have flaws, but the fact that my family is so hyper-focused only on the things that I do wrong just goes to show that they are obsessed with tearing me down because they're fucking jealous of me. Amazing how that works.
Your siblings hate your motherfucking guts. And here's 2 reasons why. The first reason is your narcissistic mother or narcissistic father, whichever one your siblings are closest to. Your parents have taught your siblings to fucking hate you because you are the scapegoat child. And 9 times out of 10, your parents have trained and groomed your siblings to also be narcissists as well. The second reason is your siblings hate you because you stood up to your parents. You do not allow your parents to get away with bullying you. Okay, you do not tolerate their abuse tactics. You went no contact and you're standing on business, because your parents have mistreated you and abused you for so long. You are now giving them consequences, which means you cut them off so they can sit in their own shit and think about what they did to you. Your siblings are terrified of your parents. Your siblings are so scared to cut your mother and father off, and they know your parents are toxic. They know your parents are abusive. And they also need they need handouts. Your siblings need fucking handouts, which means your parents are more than likely giving your siblings money, helping them pay their bills.
I've talked a little bit about this, in past videos, but I will go further into depth a little later on in the future, about a year, maybe more. But to find out how,
mortgage, car notes, babysitting, they're doing something to help your siblings function as adults because your siblings cannot 100% function on their own as independent adults. Or your siblings need some form of validation. Your siblings are fucking toxic and abusive towards other people, and they can run back to mommy and daddy will back them up and support them on their bullshit. So they also seek validation from your parents and narcissistic supply. Either way, your siblings are not as strong as you. They are cowards, okay? They are weak-minded. It takes a lot of strength to break generational curses. It takes a lot of strength to go against your family, to seek out some sort of change because you're sick of your family being dysfunctional. Your siblings are not there yet. And guess what? They never will be. Your siblings are jealous of your strength. They're jealous that you are courageous. And they know that you are anointed. Your God-given purpose. And they have yet to find out what their purpose is. And they never will find out. And this is why they're so mad at you. You've allowed karma for not breaking free from your family's cult-like narcissistic system. Stay blessed, y'all.
I don't know who else can relate to this, but something that I realize the older I get is I don't think my family ever really liked me. Like, I'm sure if you ask them if they have love for me, they would say yes, but I don't think they actually ever liked me. Because now that I'm a grown woman, like frontal lobe, fully developed, been to therapy, I can now see things from an adult's point of view of my family dynamic, and I really realize, oh, that was not normal. And it's just so crazy because I used to like sibling rivalry or everybody fights with their parents sometimes. But now that I've been the same age as my siblings were at
very
some point,
toxic.
and like I've been the same age as my parents were at some point, I
Very
realized,
unnormal.
oh no, these people just like never liked you. Like you were
Unnatural.
just being tolerated. But yeah, I was very much the scapegoat, very much the black sheep of the family growing up. And it's so crazy because I could always see this dynamic in other people so clearly, but I could never see this dynamic in my own family. Like it's truly like being in a cult. It's also what I like to call and other people call being the Joseph of the family, like Joseph from the Bible, where his siblings literally sat him up and sold him into slavery because he had a major calling on his life. And something that is just unfortunately true is that some of us are just going to be born into wolf's dens. Like some of us, especially if you have a really high on your life, like a major assignment, you are usually going to be born into a family or you're going to be in an environment where you are heavily rejected. And I am very spiritual, and I truly believe there are forces out here who will use your family and your friends growing up to break your spirits and you never reach your full potential. Because if you reach that full potential, the light that you would exude in this world, the influence you would have, you would be too much. And for most of us, if you are that scapegoat of the family, if you are the Joseph of your family, unfortunately, but fortunately, you will have to remove yourself from your family, at least temporarily. Because unless they do the work themselves and have like serious transformation, they are programmed to want to see you fail. Like even if it's on a subconscious level. And something that my therapist told me that really stuck with me is that you cannot heal around the same people who abuse you. Period.
Okay.
If my mom could just stop invalidating my experience, I think that's the most hurtful.
And that's what's crazy is throughout this part of my journey of healing my inner child and having to deal with CPS. is that what that security guard was talking about is exactly how my counselor through CPS was gaslighting me and said about me in court and lied to me and ultimately had me lie to my children.
Of it all. Of all the things she says to me that are hurtful, the most hurtful are the things she says to invalidate my experience. Because I'm the one who lived through my childhood with a crackhead mother. I'm the one. And I'm the one who has to heal from the things that other people did to me, from the situations that other people put me in. I'm the one who had to put the pieces together that, oh, that's why I chose this person today. I have this problem. And oh, that's why I have ADHD. And oh, I have something called CPTSD. And that's why I do the things that I do. I just wish she could validate my experience. That's all. But no.
My sister has hated me for as long as I can remember. And whenever I start to feel guilty about going non-contact,
My aunt had did that to me one time, but I'm pretty sure there's more than a handful of people that do that to me and concurrently do that to me. It's such a gaslighting effect that it's like you become numb to it and understand that they are not like you. You are not like them, indefinitely. And I told her way back then, I said, well, everybody's trauma is valid. Your trauma is not better than mine, and my trauma is not better than yours, but it's my trauma. And I have the right to feel the way that I do because she was trying to invalidate me. Oh, stop crying, suck it up. And like, yeah, it was very bad. But that is definitely psychotic. Ultimately,
I remember this story.
and she was a crackhead.
Probably early 20s to mid 20s at this point. She was here in the States for a visit, and this particular visit, she got into a relationship-ish with this young man from my great guy, very involved in the church, very loving, very kind. Oh, I never got the attraction because my sister was always mean and an asshole. Anyway, they're at the apartment, and I'm in my room. They're in the living room, which are right next. The reason I'm putting air quotes is because it's a studio apartment, so there aren't any real walls dividing anything except for the kitchen and a blank space. My mother put dividers up, but those aren't real walls, so you can hear anything on either side of the divider. Anyway, so they're sitting talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to go to sleep, whatever. At some point in time, he gives me a compliment. It's something super simple, like, oh, like, you know, your sister helped out today in the kitchen and that was so nice of her, something like that. To be fair, he knows me more than he knows her, and he's seen me grow up in the church. He's kind of like my older brother to some extent, and he's noticed, as other people in the church have, I'm a big two-shoes. I do what I'm supposed to. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I read this Bible. I'm all about Jesus at the time. You know, so there isn't a lot of negative things that people would say about me because I was always on top of my shit because I wanted to go to heaven and everything. Anyway, he gives this compliment, and my sister loses it mentally because the next thing that she says is she makes a comment about my body. Let me give context. I was flat-chested when I was young, and no one else in my family was flat-chested, so I was very, very self-conscious and very insecure. And my sister would make fun of it all the time, and she knew that it hurt my family. To his compliment about something unrelated to my body, she then says, you know, well, she wears padded bras, so, and laughs at me, expecting him to laugh with. Now, my sister's incredibly intimidating, and as a young sister who wanted to be in her good graces and wanted her to love me, I was always scared to speak up because I was softer, and she was definitely, like, hard. But at this point in time, like, I couldn't hold in my disgust and anger with it. So I get up to my bed and I march into the living room, which probably took like 5 steps. But I say to her in front of him, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you say that? Why would you bring that up? That is so wrong. Him realizing maybe he didn't process it in time, I don't know, but him realizing that I was hurt and how fucked up it was, Turner was like, yeah, why would you say that? That was so unrelated to what I was talking about, and it's not necessary. And one thing about my sister, she's never going to admit that she's apologizing, which I think happened after he said, no, you should apologize. She was just like, oh, I'm so tired of this conversation. Can we move on? And that is the exact attitude she's had with me since I was 10. So.
Anyone else's mom actually know how to?
And I'm so glad that my sibling that I grew up with, her boyfriends, they didn't abuse me. Thank God, ultimately. But they were very, very, very decent to me. They, she got a lot of scrutiny from her friends and her boyfriends. Why are you treating that girl like that? Stop doing that. They would, try to hold her accountable, and a lot of people did. And it's kind of like, as far as her being jealous of me and or any other sibling for that fact. It was the lack of the parenting. And it's fucking crazy because she didn't get whoopings like I did. And I used to get my ass beat the fuck up bad. I actually started crying when the other lady, a couple of people back, she was talking about that. How you had to defend yourself and speak up for yourself. And I did that at a very young age. I tell y'all, like, I've been rebellious at a young age. My dad, I was just like, I got so tired. And I was very little, I was very young, and he was a grown man. Shit, I started fighting him back. Like, bro, like, I can only fucking take so much. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is really wrong with you? Why are you hitting me like this? And I'm like, I'm a small child. So it's like when you have to defend yourself and you've had to do this all your life for centuries, for generations, you get tired, you know? And it's fair to say that we all should be tired of the abuse and the neglect and the gaslighting, and hold people accountable for their actions. And, they should have to take counseling. They should have to, they gotta want the help first, but I think it should be mandatory to even help them to justifiably, be court ordered to where they can initiate, their healing process, at least kind of put it into their subconscious, to their consciousness, to be like, well, there are some better ways I can act. There may be something there, trauma, a trigger that I've done, and the way I act towards other people is not right. So it's a very much so necessary, needed thing, I believe, especially towards on all communities. But this is a tool and method that they use against melanated people, especially melanated people, and any other people that are not rich, filthy rich, that they want them to stay in stagnancy and generational curses and keep that shit going. And, it's a hard cycle to break out of, especially like, oh my God. It's a lot to deal with, needless to say, but it's not impossible to heal from. And ultimately, I'm just glad that I was able to instill healing through these traumatic experiences, even though, You know, I know caseworkers and things like that. And it doesn't matter who it is, people you work with, people you're around in your neighborhood will gaslight you the fucking same just to invalidate you, to make them validated for some weird ass reason and not take accountability when they're wrong or the acknowledgement of, right? But this is, the vibration that people are operating in and how we have to be mindful of how we operate as well and to navigate around these people and how to make them reflect on themselves.
To suck the life out of them because I was having the best day of my life today. I was in such a good mood, so happy, such a good day today. The second my mom comes out, because she's going on a bike ride, she just has to say the most. She is rage bait. I swear to God, my mom rage baits me because now I'm in a bad mood. Now my head hurts. Now I don't even want to go to the gym. I was in such a good mood. And she'll just say stuff. First thing, she comes to my car. What are you doing? I was like, oh, just got back from work. You were only at work for that long. Your eyelashes, awful. Take them off. Why do you look like that? What are you doing on your phone? This, that. You have to do this. What's that inside? Let me breathe. Let me breathe.
Most of the envious people in your life are your family members.
This is a security guard again.
And they sisters that they get along, not a dad, and they brothers that they get along. They've been holding grudges for years. Somebody didn't say they were sorry. Somebody didn't help nobody when they had it. Nobody helped them. Everybody turned them down. So when they have kids, they tell their kids, I don't want you around your uncle. I don't want you around your cousin. I only want you around your auntie. And when them kids grow up, they don't hang around each other. They don't fool with each other. All because your folks got a problem and they made y'all kids have a problem with each other. A generation of pain, animosity that they don't need. So if y'all can't say you're sorry, don't put your kids in it. Because we got enough problems in the neighborhood already with kids taking each other's life.
It took me a while, a very long time. I'm 31 now. It took me 30 years to realize my family didn't like me. I'm the second of 7, and it took me 30 years to know that my family didn't like me. They love me, or they love the idea of me, but they don't like me as a person, and they don't like the person that I want to be. And that's like a hard pill to swallow. It took me 30 years to finally say, I had enough of the behavior, and finally love myself enough to walk away from their idea of me and stand on who I am. So if you're out there and you're like me, and you're vacillating whether to figure out if your family loves you or whatever, they don't. If you have to think about it, if you constantly feel like the outlier in your family, they don't like you, and it's okay. It's okay.
I don't fault my family. I don't fault with my siblings, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. I didn't fault with my grandmother when she was here. My family is under this demonic spell, and the person who left this spell on my family was my grandmother. She will cause so much strife in the family, gossiping every day like it's a 9 to 5.
This video was posted 2 months ago.
Kids, causing us to hate one another, fight one another. That's witchcraft. That's demonic. And guess what? She was Christian. Did that surprise you? Because Christians are your witches and warlocks.
Crazy.
They are ones. They're demons. You know, they like to demonize us spiritual people and call us demons for wearing our crystals and things like that and being out in nature and shit. They're gaslighting and they're projecting who they are onto us because they know that we're here to break all that illusion, to break these curses of religion and Christianity. It's over with. Anyway, my grandmother knew that I was the chosen one in my bloodline to break these curses. She once created this story, this lie about me. She said that someone left a letter on her doorstep saying, calling her bitches and hoes, and this letter was a very bad letter, a nasty letter. And she told the whole family that it didn't have a name on it, but the whole Holy Spirit told me that Tara was the one to have written her this letter and left it there. She said the Holy Spirit. That's witchcraft. That's demonic. And guess what? There was never a letter. My cousin just confessed this 2 years ago after my grandmother passed away, that there was never a letter on my grandmother's doorstep. She just confessed this. And mind you, my grandmother accused me of doing this 12 years ago, and I haven't spoken to her ever since, even when she was transitioning at the hospital. My family calling me on the phone saying that, oh, she wants to see you. Come see her before she leaves here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't fault my family. I don't stay far away from them. Do I love them? I don't really know. I try not to get my emotions involved because if I did, it would be, difficult for me to break these generational curses in my family. My aunt even knew who I was. She tried to cause my mom to have a miscarriage by putting a spell on my mother when she was 6 months pregnant with me. That's just how deep this shit goes. We don't talk about it enough. Our family be the ones putting spells on us and rituals and sacrificing us for another family member to live longer. It is this. In the Black community, grandmothers are known for putting olive oil on our forehead, like as a blessing to pray for us and things like that. But the whole time they was not praying for us, they was cursing us because they were keeping us under this spell. They put that olive oil right on our third eye to block it. Do y'all understand me? This whole time, our grandparents were the one keeping us under this
And pastors.
demonic spell called religion, Christianity. They agreed with the system to do this shit.
Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me.
Y'all don't know how deep and dark this shit really goes.
I was not trying to do
Showing
that.
animals teaches you responsibility.
I was not trying to do that. Ooh. Like the way that pop, oh, it's not gonna let me just go back. Oh my gosh. I was trying to show y'all. All right. I'll post it in the comment section tomorrow after it uploads, y'all. Y'all be great. It's just a word of encouragement. You're not crazy. Your feelings are valid. Step away, make space, make boundaries, and people should respect those no matter who they are. Cleanse, clear, and protect, and hide your abundance, your abundance in your gifts, your abundance in your wealth, your abundance in your love, in your self-love, and everything. Protect all of that, your home, your space, your car, and it's good to keep a safe distance away from these type of people. And it gets complicated because so many people have that generational curse. That is crazy. It's mind blowing. So just do your best and forgive yourself for the situation because that's where it's going to begin. That's where it's going to end. So up, love yourself. You deserve it, and you are worthy. Never forget that. It's too easy. Love you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and hype up the video. Be great.